Good morning, everyone. It is April 20th, and I wanted to start a new vlog to talk about a project that I've decided to take on this week. So this is inspired by Lindsay, and I will link her channel down below. Lindsay had talked a while ago in one of her vlogs about setting up a little chart in her bullet journal to track her pages read per day to try to give herself motivation to get through some books. And that just made me think, I'd like to know how many pages I read in, in a week. So today is a Monday, and I started this yesterday, so I didn't film yesterday, but I'll show you my table and we'll talk about it. And I'll continue to update you throughout the week to let you know how I'm doing with the number of pages that I can read. I have no idea how many pages I normally read in a week. And so I'm just curious to know. So let me flip you around. All right, this is a little table I set up in my bullet journal, and down the left-hand column you can see the titles of the books that I'm currently reading. And then each column is for a day in the week. So that first column here, this is yesterday, Sunday, I read a total of 90 pages. This is the page numbers that I started on in the book. And this is the page I got to. So, about 20 pages in regeneration, about 20 pages in Farm in the Green Mountains, about, I can't do math in my head very quickly, but about 40 pages in Kingdom of Copper, and then a few pages in Dark Emu. So those are all the books that I'm currently reading. I need to start Measuring the World today. That's my latest buddy read with Britta. And then we'll just keep track all week, and then hopefully, at the end of the week, I'll see just how much reading I do, and this should help me sort of know. I don't plan to try to read any more than I normally do. I'm curious to know how much reading I'm doing, on a daily basis and then on a weekly basis, and I thought this would be a fun way to track it. So I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. I would just like to note that it's April 22nd at 3:30 in the afternoon, or a little bit later than that. It's 39 degrees out Fahrenheit. I have to still wear all of my winter gear when I go for my walk. My first flowers of the year. Yay! Poor little things. What do you think, Ellie? Run away. Hey everyone, it is Thursday night and I have not checked in about my how many pages I read in a week project in a while, so I wanted to just check in quickly. I have finished one book, Dark Emu, my second Aussie April read, and I am almost finished with the Kingdom of Copper. I just have about 40 pages left in that book, and I'll have that finished by tomorrow. So that's good. So I think I will just flip this around and show you where I'm at. I think you can see that right there. Yes. So you can see I've been filling in my columns for pages read every day. And then down on the bottom there, you can see the total pages that I've read. And so it's gone pretty well, except for today. I've only read 60 pages today. I also just want to point out that I started an audiobook, and I'm only tracking the minutes read there because I don't really know how to track pages for that. So I'm just going to keep track of the minutes that I've listened to the audiobook each day, and that will just have to do. But I've gotten really caught up in the morning show, watching that with my daughter and my husband, and we watched 2 episodes tonight, and it was really great. But when you watch 2-hour-long episodes of TV in an evening, you don't get to read very much. So it's really cut into my reading time. But the good news is we're almost done, right? It's only 10 episodes, I think, for that show. So anyway, doing fairly good with the page counts. I mean, I don't really know. I had no expectation of what it should be because I've never kept track of it before, so I have no idea. So this is going to be my baseline, right? I'm just establishing my baseline of how many pages I read in a week. So that's always interesting to do. I love to just count random statistics. I find it fun. And I think that's it for tonight. I will check back in with you later. Well, I guess I'd better wrap up this vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it and gotten to see some nice Maine springtime scenery. And the number of pages I ended up reading this week was 734. So that was pretty good. Let's just get a shot of the table. Can you see that? It's a little bright out here, so I apologize for that. So I was interested, you know, as we said from the beginning, to see just how much I read during the week. And I see that I'm quite consistent on the days that I work for how many pages I read. So I had Monday off. That was a holiday here in Maine. And I read 160 pages on Monday. So I read, let's go back to the beginning. On Sunday, I read 90 pages. On Monday, I read 160 pages. And then Tuesday through Friday, which were work days, I read 76, 76, 60, and 86. So very consistently reading, you know, between 70 and 90 pages a week. I think that would normally be more if I was going to my office to work or working in the field, because I listen to a lot of audiobooks during when I'm driving for work or when I'm going to and from my home to my office normally. But of course, not doing that anymore. I'm just at home, and therefore I'm not listening to as many audiobooks. And there just seems to be, you'd think there'd be more opportunity for reading of physical books, but there doesn't seem to be, because of course I'm still working my normal hours per week, and there's still household tasks to be taken care of and all that. So it doesn't translate into actual more pages read. And then yesterday, of course, that was Saturday, I read 186 pages. So clearly read more. I probably would have read more normally on a normal Saturday, but we celebrated my daughter's 19th birthday yesterday, and so we had we had a special lunch, and then my husband and my daughter and I went for a walk on the beach, which you would have seen in the vlog yesterday. And it was lovely, but of course that, left less time for reading, which is fine. So total pages read in 7 days, 734, which is still a respectable number of pages to have read. And I didn't want to artificially inflate the numbers either by like making it a priority or making reading more than I normally would, because I was really interested to see how much in a normal week I would read. So this is my baseline, and so now going forward I will have data to compare for other weeks or other time periods of how much I read. Oh, and the other thing I want to say is I did start an audiobook during this time period. On Wednesday I started an audiobook, another romance novel, and I didn't figure out, or I didn't spend any time figuring out how to correlate actual pages read. So on Wednesday, I listened to 40 minutes. On Thursday, I listened to 25 minutes. On Friday, I listened to 90 minutes. And then yesterday, 45 minutes. So, that's it seems like that's going to be a fairly normal amount of time while I'm working from home for me to listen to audiobooks. And that would add, obviously, to my page count if I would take the time to figure out some way to correlate minutes listened to pages read. But I didn't bother for the purpose of this video. I just wanted to get this sort of idea in my head of how many pages a week that I read. So this was really fun for me to do. I think I'm actually going to sometimes still keep track of how many pages I read per day, because I find it actually pretty fun to keep track of. You know me, I like data, I like tables, I like spreadsheets, I like keeping track of stuff like this, and I found it quite enjoyable to track my reading in this way, so I'll probably continue on with it for a while until I get bored of it. And I will end the vlog here. I hope you're all doing well and finding some good books to read. I'll talk to you later.